All right, well, I'm going to ask Jack Cecil to make his way up front to close out this Emerging Issues Forum. You all, we realized that we would be spending today really focused on the how we build the capacity for North Carolina to innovate across sectors, across regions, across everything. And we thought it would be helpful to have someone wrap up the forum reminding us about why this is important, what is to come. And so we asked Ray Kurzweil to spend some time looking at those 4 areas of big opportunity that our working group put together and to give us some sense of what's on the horizon. I want to be the first to confess, I don't really understand anymore what's on the horizon, having sat through that, but I will tell you, he has confirmed it will be big, it will cause me to live longer, it might cause me to look better, and for all those reasons, okay, it might even make me smarter, certainly. For all those reasons, it was worth having a 2-day Emerging Issues Forum on innovation. I hope that we are going to start scrolling some of the amazing things that you all have said you will go off and do after this forum. We come together not just to have a chance to think and to talk, but really to make sure that we are doing things that further our collective ambitions, and there you've got it. I was looking through the inputs as I was sitting there and thinking, man, this crowd really does rock. For those of you who are students, you know, student entrepreneurs, you know that if you've got the student entrepreneur badge, you'll make your way down to room 304 for the private meet and greet with Ray Kurzweil. Those of you who are from organizations sponsoring those students, you may do so too, but you also have to have a badge to get into the room. There are a number of other groups that are going to be having private meetings, but there is that public meeting for all of you who want to spend some more time with those who are on our finance panel, getting more information about how you can get funding for the things that you're doing in your companies and in your communities. With all of that, I am pleased and really proud to be able to thank you for being with us for this 30th Annual Emerging Issues Forum, and to call to the stage our board chair, Jack Cecil, for final words. Thank you all so very much.
I said to Anita that yesterday I stood up here and I think I used the expression that my brain was on overload, and I felt like I've been drinking not from one but 2 fire hoses. Today I know it's just completely blown away, and I don't even know if I have any to make some concluding remarks, but I do know one thing. I think Ray in a couple of years could produce in the 3D printer a new brain for me, and I'm going to hang around for that. I think, from what I learned there, I think there's an opportunity for you and me to trade some genes and it'll work. So I echo Anita's comments. Really want to thank all of you for coming, not only those who are in the room, but those who stayed with us all the way through with our live stream. You're excellent participants from just the polling that you've done day in and day out. I hope you probably use the AT&T recharging station. Mine is about dead. But it was really, really a wonderful forum. Yesterday we talked about 30 years ago. It was innovation and competitiveness. This year's forum is innovation reconstructed. A lot has taken place in this state in the past 30 years. We tried to place it in context about very, very rapid global change. And we used the words about the forum being a great deliberative engine, meaning we wanted you to participate, we wanted to engage you, we wanted to elevate your thoughts and aspirations, and to some degree we wanted to tease ideas out of your brain so you could be really helpful and productive for the state of North Carolina going forward and increasing our economy. Just a couple of themes that I picked up today, but really meshed in nicely from yesterday. I'm going to try to use words that aren't really sort of a real estate developer speak, but it's hard to avoid it because there's a soft side of building community, which is intellectual human capital, and there's the very physical side of building community, and that's placemaking. And so if we think through yesterday's events and speakers and panelists and go through today, there is a soft and a hard side of this. And started off with Jeff Lacker this morning was talking about the skilled bias technological changes. There's a race between education and technology, but all innovation is really the base for economic development. But that's based on human capital, and human capital is based on the investment in human capital. It goes back to education, pre-K through higher ed. So there's a soft side of that. We heard from some of our panelists that, you can be very STEM-oriented, but there's a place for us liberal arts educated individuals as well, because we can see things and connect dots, which many others can't. There's a soft side to that. We heard that we need to invest, yes, in the capital and find venture capital, the hard side, but we also need to invest in creating more entrepreneurs. Look at the students that came up here today and their thought process. We need to encourage them. It's okay to fail and it's okay to make a mistake. That's what we all do as businessmen, but it's how we recover. That's the soft side. Yes, we need to raise capital from people, and it'd be nice to raise it locally so we keep the dollars here. But there's also a very hard side to what we do in innovation. And you heard Bob Giolis this morning talk about spaces that they want to create at the Research Triangle Park. They want to serve the universities, both public and private, and companies. They want to create some highly collaborative spaces. They need to have authenticity, not a fake world, but really what ties into North Carolina. They want to be inspiring for great innovations, and they want to be accessible and affordable. And you have to have all those things if you want to create an innovative ecosystem. We heard from the North Carolina School of Math and Science this morning that not only are they doing that in the building where the chancellor was born with a cracked floor, but also through remote and distance learning through all 60 or 70 counties in North Carolina, I think he mentioned. And we also heard about again, Research Triangle Park, how they have a global brand, but they want to serve all of North Carolina. So there is a physical space, but there's also unlimited physical, and you think about the global markets. And our governor came and spoke during lunch about NC Competes, and it was a nice summary of both the hard and the soft side, because he was talking about what North Carolina should be doing is making, growing, producing, innovating, and creating opportunities for jobs. And he talked about the innovation triangle. It's not just within the research triangle, it's not just Winston-Salem, it's not just East Carolina, but it is the Murphy to Manteo, but we're connected to San Francisco and Stanford, and we're connected to Boston and MIT and Harvard. And he also talked about the physical piece of broadband expansion, and he came back to the soft side. We need to address the gaps in skills between the labor market and what we're teaching. And then Ray, I don't know how to sum up Ray's talk. we were at the table, where do you start and where do you end? And it's about artificial intelligence, about biotechnology and healthcare. It's not a static system. Life is changing, and hopefully if we can all live another 15 years, we will be better off. So yesterday and today was really wonderful, but I want to leave you with the thought that it's not because of the great speakers, it's not because of all the great work that Anita and her staff did. It really depends upon you. And what are you learning? What did you learn today? What can you translate to be adaptable to your particular county or community in North Carolina? And how can we collectively come together to make this a better state? It's all up to us and all of our friends and our collaborative partners, but we need to be engaged in this process, and we need to, when Anita and the staff reach out to you, we want you to respond. We need your help if we're ever going to make this forum have legs and go for not only for a day and a half, but 365 days in the next year and the next year, as we've tried to do with manufacturing and education in the past. So as I conclude, Anita, I'd like to thank you and the staff for the wonderful work you've done. All the 22 board members, my fellow board members on the II National Advisory Board, we couldn't do it without you, so thank you for your time and energy. And I hope you give our best to Sarah. Sorry, she's not feeling well. And I just thank you and have safe travels back to your home community. Thanks so much.